harder. What to say, how to see, I can't even talk. As far as seeing the orbs more, I was going to try and talk through it and make it just to have a bit of time. Well, it's been a very long process, yeah. It hasn't been a quick thing. So what I was thinking was I was going to show you like certain places where basically as I focus my energy, what I've learned is that it's where they'll appear, and it's those places that have gotten stronger over time. So I was going to suggest maybe my room's filthy, I don't want to turn it around. Oh, it's filthy. Hello, boy. Hello. You okay? Watch out, watch yourself, here we go. How do we get this off? Oh, battery's filthy as well. It's probably not the best thing to show, but this is what. This is an example, yeah. I think partly because this is after knowing about it for a while and acknowledging and seeing it for a very long time, that I started putting like these things right together. Like originally it was these, yeah. Oh, shit. Hold on to me. Right, originally it was these globe things, yeah. Because I noticed that the light was being attracted there, and it was almost like creating an environment for the orbs where they would hang out and congregate. And I think because over time it's happened with the bike, it's happened in a few different places. I think it's through the clouds at the back, to come on. So where attention goes, energy flows, as the saying, right? So I mean, I feel this is from a light thing, but because when I first put water in these things, inventions in these things, and I've broken a few, straight away, right? And I feel like now heat is coming. Heat is coming at the top. Heat was coming out, right, for 7 days. I turned it on me while I was demonstrating. Anyhow, I'm getting very self-conscious, so I might just stop this anyway. The point is, my advice would be, I think water, obviously, in these spherical bowls, and we know how mad the light is in these, yeah. But the other part to it is intention, I think, and focus. Georgie, please don't cry me. What? Eddie, go away. I love you. Go away. Anyhow, I suppose what I was going to get to, well, I didn't have a plan, but what I had been thinking to say to you is, just going by the typing, is like there'll be a flash on there. What I have learned, what I've been taught over time is that, and what I've experienced, what I've noticed with this type of thing is, gradually over time, as I put my intention towards these things, and water is alive, water has a memory, right? There's a few things that I recommend watching on there, you probably all across that sort of stuff. Simply by acknowledging and just maintaining an awareness and having a focus of these guys here, I think is what essentially it's built a relationship and a connection, right? So that's taken time. admittedly, a lot of that time was me talking myself out of what the fuck was going on. But I don't know. I don't know whether it's something that I assume everything is something that everyone just can do. You know, I always think like that. More and more, I'm starting to wonder if that's true, right? I mean, well, I don't know if I've done anything at all. This is maybe, you know, this really can't happen to me. It is another part of it. So I don't know whether it's something that everyone. I mean, I figure it's something everyone. I feel like it's part of everyone. It's just a matter of being aware of it. And for example, I feel that, but I don't know that, man. But what I was going to say was just looking at reflections. I suppose is what is. To give you the long story, which I'm not going to now, but you know, I would start to see. There was a lot that we used to sit out in the cloud and fucking spin at bloody night years ago. I started to notice I'd take a picture and like there'd be things that would come in the pictures I didn't see with my naked eye. It would be a different colour. It turns out it was like the green orb, I think. I'm pretty sure. But what in focusing on, I mean, the orbs themselves are these little reflections. So when I look at this bit that we're seeing here, and you know exactly what I'm talking about with the stuff that you show. I don't know how to get that on film. This kind of shows, but I know from originally looking at say a reflection on a glass with water in it, and then it's led to these, and then basically they turn on everywhere. But the more I focus on that and look at that, it's just as an example. You know, intently do it now. I'm not really doing it. I'm looking at the phone, but it still works through the phone. It works through the Anyway, what am I saying? So I would look at this, right, for example, and I'm seeing. When I start looking through the phone, I'll see the individual orbs with my eyes. So the reflections, instead of being on the outside of this. What I started to notice is that would be essentially projections on the inside. See, this is a good example. This one here. This is just a light, right? It's just an actual light. And what I used to notice is my mind used to get me a lot. The first one, hang on a second. Well, that's not going to help anything. Hang on. This wasn't what I was planning to do, but I just turned the light off and just put the flash of this thing on. But yeah, for example, I'm sitting on right, there you go. This is not going to be in public, man. This will be unlisted for you. And to say if I was sitting on the toilet right now, for example, this is only a new thing. It's supposed to have bought with my mum and got it. It's just like a humidifier type thing, but with nothing in it, right? What I would notice, and then I was bringing up the toilet because I was sitting here yesterday, just if I'm just sitting here, say, looking at this, what I started to notice a while back is you look at it, and originally I would start looking at the reflections, but like, hey, how many? I used to always try and work out where the reflections are coming from. Some time ago when I was trying to work shit out, I kind of noticed that things were coming out differently in reflections, and I was, you know, on a search for what the fuck, you know. Maybe all that kind of shit. I was, like a lot of people, I was, you know, roped into that type of thing. Not so I should say roped in. I was, you know, interested. I'm getting off track. I always get off track. It's okay. Just as an example, look at this here, and I would, and looking at it now, I'm just not trying to not look at the phone. See, I would have always thought, right, like, oh, okay, the reflections would be on the outside, so, you know, okay, you'd have maybe a reflection from a light here. Okay, yeah, I can understand it would pass through, you get one at the other side. But then as the more I would look at it, I'd be like, hang on, these are in the middle. And it's not just, I mean, I went back and forth a million times, and, you know, until you can imagine. But what I've actually gathered, and it's one of the signs they do, is that they will form a projection in the middle rather than be a reflection on the outside. So I'm just thinking that in noticing that type of thing over time, I think that in many ways built a bond or a recognition position. I don't know. I mean, I look without looking at the phone, if I'm just looking with my eyes at this thing, so there'll be like an orb will be copying the light, and there's actually two of them there. I don't know if it's coming up the phone, and it's not on the surface, right? It's actually inside that thing. I might turn it on. What? Did I fuck everything up? It's just my eyes are up, my eyes are. Hang on. I'll take the flash off of this, right? I took the flash off of this. Now, so this is an example. Alright, so check this dude out. I've just turned the exposure down a wee bit. Now there's actually only one little filament class thing. I don't know if you saw it when it was turned off. Maybe I should do that again. Oh, I've got a flash on, that won't help. Point is, there's only one filament thing, right? And so if I start to move this, right, like this. Alright, so straight away. Now you can sit there and try and rationalise, okay, well there'll be a reflection there. And it doesn't, it never actually works like that. So what happens is they'll focus on it, right? And there'll be more than they all start imitating you. I used to get mesmerised by this thing, and these dudes will kind of do like they look like they're doing a dance. Hang on. Oh god. Hang on. What was it? But basically the arm, it would look like an angel or something, and arms would come up. I don't know if you can see that there. But the point is, there is only one. There is only one little group of those filaments. I think it's like 4 or whatever in that little one group. But when you look at this, it's like, okay, well, where are they all coming from, right? I used to be like, oh, there's a reflection, and it kind of is a reflection of it because it's part of the mimicry. But yeah, I don't know where I'm actually going with this, or this is pretty boring as fuck, dude. But yeah, like that, see? And you see the arms and the legs, I used to go like this up, right? And it'd be like shrugging at stuff, this and stuff. I've got some of those videos because I put so much fucking shit out. Like, must like it's impossible to find to direct you. I don't think I'll find it really. But yeah. That's how you come around to it. I mean, there are not little things down the bottom there in this, 3D holographic, virtual world that we're, whatever it is that we're becoming used to. Yeah. So what I think I was saying was that it was doing this type of thing, which you already, this is what you're doing. Anyway, looking at the light and stuff, so you get to something like that, right? And you can see his face, man. See? And what will be, right, is effectively they'll make up parts of the background and parts of the reflection, but there'll be so much more depth. And over time I've got to, we've actually got to, I don't know each other and work it out, and it's a little bit weird, and I think I've said this before, but sometimes why some of these things perhaps look a bit strange is because we have to meet them in the middle, right? But we don't have, it's even that, there's no sundogs. Can you see that? You obviously can see that. There's no sundogs in Ansel there, they're fucking orbs. They're orbs. Like I like about the shadows and shadows. Another one actually is, you see a reflection in the mirror, behind the mirror. I always see this thing, but you can't, oh, it's going to come out there. Yeah, see that pattern? Pattern of the light, isn't it? Right? I mean, for a long time I was like, oh, perhaps it's ingrained into the beat, and it is perhaps in some way, but those lines and that shape, it's like, and I can't block it out. I mean, I'm standing in front of the light now, so you can't probably see. Alright. So noticing this the light disparity and shit like that. But when I would look at the, as an example, this or any of these things, and it's more, this ties in with what I was saying at the beginning as far as, I think it's just where our energy goes, because when I would look at these for a long time, and I've said this, I've spoken to Paul Little about this as well, it's like, when you see the orbs with your eyes, they'll look like two-dimensional little disc size, or spiky little balls, not always spiky little balls, and more of them will arrive. So you start looking at the thing, right? And as you look more, it'll get brighter, and it's like, guys, it's a trick in my, you think, guys, man, it's the glaze in my eyes. It's like, all this stuff we're taught to, like, science has fucked us all up because it's taken the magic out of everything and tried to reduce everything to nothing and make people not appreciate things. And it make humans second guess every fucking thing. It takes away our sovereign fucking, anyhow, getting off track. Point is, I used to think all these different things, and then eventually went, well, no, you do it on camera. It does get brighter, and more of them do actually turn up, and it's not, well, it might be in my head, but what's in my head is everywhere, and I can get it on fucking camera if that probably doesn't make sense. See how these weird flashes and things? It's another sign, lights with full flickering. Just trying to think of a few. Anyhow, I'm going on this ramble just because I just read part of your comment that not flashed up when I went onto the computer, if I hadn't read the whole thing. But you got butter for that. You stole that one butter from the butter store, you were talking about bringing orbs out or something. And I thought, I was trying to think, is there a way I can better demonstrate or explain that it's one, it's been a very long process, and it's kind of happened as much as I've looked for it, I suppose. I feel like it kind of arrived whether I wanted it or not. And of course, I do. It's just, but I appreciate you open mind into it, because I get I'm far too used to just trying to shut up about it, because most people in real life that I know are not really I'm just saying not open to it so much. No, that's not exclusive. There's some really good people I know that are, but there's something wrong with a lot of people. I shouldn't say that. I don't know. But this will probably take forever to fucking upload and make little bloody sense, man. But I thought to show you this because this is, I think, from looking at these and I know they put up a relationship with the ones in here, and I'm thinking if you did say you guess, I think water should be involved, because I think water has a memory in it, and there's a link, there's something, it's part of the puzzle, And there's another thing as well, I don't know if I've said this before, but I've also come to know, right, is orgone is chi, is orbs, right? Or prana, it's all the same essence and spirit and harmony and a non-physical aspect that's in many ways outside of our senses, but it's all the same thing. It's what all these things, they're all linking back to this, and I think that it's just being open to it, it's being open to it, and it's and probably also it's like, I mean, that dude's obviously, it's really speechless, leaves me speechless. I don't know, fuck, it's got counting Oh, it's 9 minutes, and I thought it was what I will eventually, what I've noticed and what I don't necessarily say in the videos, and it's hard to explain, is I'll see the little shiny little characters. I don't know, but this one going about the orbs, one of those light lapses, it genuinely is them. So just in every picture I can look through it and go, I did this because I was actually going to try and like talk to you like a human being style, but I'm not fucking very good at being a human being. I don't know. I'm just in my fucking toilet dribbling shit to you on a thing. It's a bit silly. I was about to make a point there, but I don't know what it was. I've rambled off. I don't know what the fuck was going on here now. Anyway, mate, good luck. Good luck. Can't really see shit right there. These guys might have helped, I don't know. Oh, it's not, I was about to finish with a point that was that I thought was at least a worthwhile thing to share. Yeah, I can't remember what that was. Close. But yeah, I don't know what it was. But cheers. I'd like to talk about these things all the time, with a theory on them, but given how much sense I'm making in this one, oh yeah. See, this is not the point, but it's a point. So the little characters, okay, so it's like what creatures see. Well, I said, well, you see, yeah, the fact that you see that, right, when you look at stuff, that there's a, when I know they're around because everything looks like turns into a face. I'll see the, I don't know, the kind of the faces, and like there's all these characters that are like, I imagine there's many different types of worlds, right? But the characters that I often said that I've come to associate, because that's what I see all the time when they're there, is like, I don't know, it's hard to explain. It sounds very fucking weird. Cute, kind of like cute, I don't know, cute stuffed animals or cute feet. I don't know whether it's my brain that does it, but what I'm trying to get to here is I've seen them like with there's an old picture of I've got his name, organ guy William Wright, yeah. I was like, I've got two heads. I was going, all the shadows. I've got a real fucking I stop noticing the shadows. Yeah, see that, right? There's my mates. No? There's my mates. Let's do that. So look, it's subtle things. I think that's what the point is. It's a subtle variation from light and dark. Oh man, I might not even. I might send it to you. I might send it to you. I might not. But yeah. Other than that, I mean, I think once we just notice them and we're aware of them, that I think that it just takes care of itself from there. That's what I think. And I don't, yeah. And sitting overthinking it, like I'm just trying to sit and overthink, explain to you, while it's handy to give you not that this was, but a better idea or rundown of experiences leading up to it. Fuck, it'll take a while. We need to have a few beers and talk shit for a while, man. There's a lot of shit's going on, and I think that's all added. You know, there's a lot of things. You know, life's like there's a lot of things, man. Just a lot of things. But these things are pretty fucking cool, I think. Pretty amazing. I would never have, my wildest dreams. You know what I've been thinking as well? Shit, this is gonna go forever. actually a few funny things that have happened. Strange things. I think I went to some when I was a kid. Because after discovering, these lot, over the last year or two, I started coming through old pictures and things, and it turns out they've been around. I've got pictures going back at least 10 years where they're there. One were on top of a awesome waterfall thing I did a trip with a mate over 10. It was like at least 12 years ago, and the picture of me, when I was up in the air, it's all green orbs, they're around me, and the picture of nothing, another picture of me, they're there in the background. So it's like, I've seen them turn up in photos, that's 12 years, right? So they've been there, right? And in heaps of pictures I've seen them now. So they were there, right? The whole time, or at least that long. And there's a few funny things, or funny memories I should say, that I have from when I was a kid that I think, I wonder, I just wonder if it's all related. It is. I was getting the lines off on a story there, but I don't, I'm conscious that I've probably gone on for 20 odd minutes. Fuck off. And alright, man. I'll try to push when I've got the phone on, I don't know if it'll work. Hello. It did work, I think. Yeah, they come out of my hand, hand as well. I haven't done one in the bathroom in ages. I was going to say, so since, focusing a little bit more on that chair, since, you mentioned it, and I thought, I had a bit more of a play. Well, it's bright as fuck now when I go to that chair. Last night it was so bright doing these things, and it's like, because we give it a bit of attention, we underestimate the power of our attention and focus, because we've been taught that we're fucking nothing, right? We've been taught that we're insignificant little things on a speck of dust floating in infinite space in a dead fucking universe, and it's the opposite, man. Everything is the opposite of what we've been told, So I'm finding out that pretty much everything, just flip it around the other way, and that's probably how it is. So the point is, we do have a lot to focus on this, and it light up. Maybe as a kid, right, it's comic book shit, man, but it's real, and I think that it's only because I've become aware of it that imagine, I feel like at some point in time people were brought up, you were told about orbs, you grew up with them, got a bond, and that they're part of what we do. It's just that all that sort of stuff has been hidden, I think, from wherever. Just to the exposure of this. Anyhow, now I'm rambling. Alright, mate. Cheers. Take it easy, though. Is that all? Just keep an eye on reflections. And, honestly, it's just noticing reflections and start to think, where's that? How? Because I was looking at it, I used to just be like, weird, how is that doing that? And over time, it was like, well, clearly it's impossible for that to be reflecting. And then I've got to know, that's the sign that they're there. And so that's what I was going to say at the beginning. So keep an eye out for reflections and for when they're communicating back. So when you get these little, I'll try to give an example, like glints like that. You shoot across anywhere, go over here, right? Straight away I see the reflections that stand out coming up to here. So my room's grey photos empty in the washing basket. So as an example, okay, you see a little, right there? There, can you see it there? That's absorbing. So it's a matter of like, I suppose, becoming familiar with and accustomed to their presence and talking to them and hanging out with them and being in a oh shit, I don't know, yeah, it's a relationship, right? That's what, you're never alone, and that's something that Paul says as well, so I think that's a part of it. I've heard preachers talk about that, and they dig music and dancing and getting in that, you know, I mean, I don't know what they are, we're just, you know, we're making this up as we go along, but yeah. I'm getting so much heat coming off my hand right now, and that's been a big surprise to me actually. The last 6 months I've noticed it, maybe a year. I'll get right now, it's heat just, I want to use it. No more about it, man. Use it for good. It's not gonna heal people, animals, you know. Something. The heat is yeah. There you go, to me. Oh, bro, you've gone for ages here. Thanks for your time. Thanks for listening. I've got pictures of this part here, right, where you'll see that there's like 2 forms that are just going to come up through here, and it's full on, and they came from me paying attention, watching it, and then they would basically almost be like imprinted. I think what happens is we imprint, in a sense, our intention into water, which is proven. I mean, water is everywhere. It's everything. It's memory. It's alive, right? So I think the combination of water, these shapes which these shapes that these forms that work well with the light, I don't know, a combination of the two, you know, the ability of our minds to, yeah, to ramble on aimlessly. Alright, I'm stopping. Thanks, bro. Cheers. Cheers. Like that? See this? Like, I was convinced, it's lens flowers in Newbury. There it is, Newbury, planet X. It's coming for us, there it is. I'll be in the backyard, like, oh, it's planet X. I've got these images of, it's another story, but you know what? And everyone's people still going to do that there. It's fucking orbs, man. Well, they're mimicking. They go on and on. And it's not that dirty, the mirror. It's just they'll make things look dirty because they blend in with the grimy bits, right? They'll blend in the bright bits and the darker bits, you know. Alright, I've gone forever. This must go for about half an hour at least. The yearnings, bud. So cheers, big mate. When my sister, she was like, "We're just talking to them." I'm like, "Well, you fucking talk to the cat? You talk to the cats, don't you?" She's like, "Yeah, what the fuck?" Yeah, it's just attitude some people. And some, maniac guys. Yeah, it's just funny. It's a funny world we live in.